Good morning. It is February 14th. Not February, March 14th. Oh my gosh. We're starting off today so awful. So we got to go into God calling with God's touch. Oh my gosh. And then God eventide. Let's see what it is. Your weak point. Okay, so God's touching your weak point. Whoa. Pause. Sus. Let's hope that God clears up his name here and he means something very profound and instead of something very dirty. Okay, God calling God's touch, near, all broodingly near, as some tender mother bird's anxious over its young. I am here. Dang, he's spitting bars now. He's just writing poetry. I am your Lord. Wait, is this tilting? Don't tilt. Boom. All right. I am your Lord, life of your body and mind and soul, renewer of your youth. What does youth mean? What does it mean to be youthful? That's what we've talked about so many times on this channel. Being youthful is being joyous in the Lord, being kind in the Lord, being loving in the Lord. When we get older on this earthly plane, we start to lose those things that make us human, that make us youthful, that make us godly, right? And so that's what it means to be youthful. That's what God means, a renewer of your youth. You do not know all that this time of converse with me will mean to you. Did not my servant Isaiah say, they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. So guys, if you guys are going through a period where you feel like you're in stagnation, but you're still praying to God, you're still loving God, you're still building that relationship with God. I'm speaking for myself here, right? I feel like everyone's had that period. A lot of people, I feel like, are going through that period right now where you just don't know where to go. You don't know what to do, but all you know is that you love God with all your heart, mind, soul, and strength. Yeah, that's me right now, so I gotta watch out for that. There's these people coming. Give me a second. Oh, I feel embarrassed. Why would I be embarrassed talking about the Lord? That's so stupid. All right, let's continue. Wait, they're gonna slowly roll on by. I'm not gonna get murdered, I swear. If I tell myself that, I'll feel better. Are they going? Are they gonna roll by? They're literally driving so slow. Oh, they parked. Just kidding. Okay. All right, I'm gonna pick you up. Look, you see him? Oh my, I feel like I'm getting stalked right now. That was like the slowest roll up of all time. I'm not even like a little kid. Like, they can't push me into a van. Like, I'll fight. I know God Kwando. I have a Bible in my hands right now. So, yeah, that's that. Preserve in all I tell you to do. The persistent carrying out of my commandments, my desires, will unfailingly bring you as far as spiritual, mental, and temporal things are concerned, to that place where you would be. If you look back over my worlds to you, you will see that my leading has been very gradual, and that only as you have carried out my wishes have I been able to give you more clear and definite teaching and guidance. Man's ecstasy is God's touch on quickened, responsive spirit nerves. Joy. So God is saying right here, like he's talking about the impact that his touch can have into our lives. Yeah, we're going to the normal, usual spot. It's okay, guys. They're just creeping me out. They literally pulled up so slowly. They drove maybe like 30 feet in like 30 minutes. That was so creepy. Okay, so again, God's talking about here, really be persistent in all you do. God's saying here that persistency is key, right? That is that is how God is going to be able to come in your life and touch you. If you are persistent, right, you are going to grow in your faith. If things just happen to you, boom, right when you ask, then yes, you'll be like, oh, God's so good. But also, you don't have to wait. You don't have to take that time of just not knowing, of having true faith. True faith is in the unknown. And if you keep getting things right when you want them, there's not any unknowing. There's just knowing that, like, I don't know, maybe you're God's favorite or something. But so that comes in with persistency. Also, persistency builds character. It builds you so that you are able to always work hard for those things that you long for, those things that you desire for. If you start right and for a year you're going straight, loving the Lord, doing this, doing that, and then you just feel like you're not getting any results, but then you're obviously have not been able to look around, right? So you need maybe another year to be able to really appreciate the Lord and see where he is in your life and build that spiritual sense of yourself. So that's the second reason that persistency is so important. And also, it's very important to be persistent to show others that you can do it, right? And to prove to yourself that you can do something. If you like take up a basket weaving out of nowhere and then you drop that for ballet and then you drop that for professional skydiving, like all within a month of each other, then you're obviously lost. And people around you are like, what are you doing? Why are you wasting this money? You, even to yourself, you're like, what is my purpose? Why am I doing all these things? Right? You're just bored, right? But if you're persistent with one thing and consistent with that, and you never stop, then you've proved to yourself and to others that like what you're fighting for, it really has worth. right? And that is just going to build your faith even more. So that's what God's saying here. The persistent carrying of my commands, my desires will unfailingly bring you as far as spiritual, mental, and temporal things are concerned. It's that place where you would be. So if you continue, guys, if you continue down this path of just connecting with the Lord, loving the Lord, building yourself spiritually, you're going to get everything you need and more. If you look back over my worlds to you, you will see that my leading has been very gradual, and that only as you have carried out my wishes have I been able to give you more clear and definite teaching and guidance. His leading has been so gradual, guys. Moses was like, what, 150? And he was still leading people through the desert. Like, are you so serious? How long did the Israelites walk through the desert after getting freed from slavery? They walked so long. And they walked so long that they even after seeing all of God's miracles, they saw blood in the river. They saw like meat. What the heck? Oh, they saw whatever that is. Do you see that? Look at that bug. I hope you guys are picking that up. I can't flip my camera, but what the heck is that? Like, seeing that, right? Imagine seeing that and being like, God isn't real, right? No, I see that and I'm like, God is real. And I turn around and I'm like, maybe he's not. And I'm like, wait, he is. No, yeah, no, yeah. You know, and so back to what I was saying. Literally, those people saw God's miracles. They were freed from slavery, from a man with a staff that turned into a snake and split a whole ocean. And they were waiting so long in the desert. They were walking for so long that they were being led by a pillar of fire during the night and by a pillar of clouds during the day. Like that's just a constant reminder that God is with you. And even then, it took so long that they started questioning God. They started sneaking food. They started doing all these things. They started worshiping a calf. Moses left for a couple, I don't know how many years it was, but it was a little bit to go get the 10 Commandments. And he comes back, boom, golden calf. Like, what the? So that's what God's saying here, right? The more you wait, the longer you wait, it will make you more spiritually, mentally, and temporally aware and connected. And it'll bring you to that place where you should be, right? It'll make you learn God's teachings and God's guidances, right? So man's ecstasy is God's touch on quickened, responsive spirit and joy to joy. Okay, got to even inside your weak point. We've been going for a long, it's already 7 minutes in. Be not overcome of evil, but overcome evil with good. That's the quote for today. Be not overcome of evil, but overcome evil with good. So don't just get over evil. Don't just brush it off. Don't just say, that's not me. I'm over that. Because that evil's still there. That evil's still going to impact people. That evil, even if it didn't affect you, is going to affect others. So it says, but overcome evil with good. Defeat evil with good, right? So many Christians always say the enemy all the time, and that bothers me because Jesus was never teaching that there was an enemy, right? He never taught that there's this evil force, that there's two opposing sides. That was never Jesus. And so it always bothers me whenever I hear like Christians, you've heard those Christian words like, the enemy's trying to get in you, the enemy's trying to get in your head, fight back, don't let the enemy in. And I always hate that because I'm like, that's not Jesus, right? Jesus never used those words. He never like harbored hate for anyone, right? And so that's not really his true teachings. But God is saying right here, be not overcome of evil, but overcome evil with good. So there is two opposing sides. There is good and there is evil, right? The tree of good and evil, the book of good. Like, there's all these things in the Bible and in God's teaching that says good and evil. But I don't think they're the enemy. Evil is just something that is not good yet. So overcome it with good. Turn it to good and make it a positive force. It's not the enemy. It's an ally that's just been lost, right? Like so many of us. The instruments in your hand for good are invincible against evil. Okay, wait, let me restart. The instruments in your hand for good are invincible against evil. Did you but use them? See, that was worded weird. Every evil you face boldly, and my spirit flees at once. Ashamed, no evil can look good in the face. Teach to all that good is stronger than evil. You must answer the challenge of evil. So God's saying, well, I kind of said right there, you must answer the challenge of evil. It's not something that needs to be defeated. Teach to all that good is stronger than evil. Good is better than evil. Good is over evil. But we have to see evil as a challenge and as a challenge that we need to conquer, as something that we need to help. This spiritual warfare must be ceasingly waged by my followers. Remember, it is not where you are strongest that evil will attack you, but at your weak points. Hence the need to overcome. Be ready to see a weakness in yourself and attack that until you are victor. So just like there's that saying, turn your weaknesses into strengths. Turn evil into good, guys. Right? Everything can be used for good. Everything can be used for love because God made everything. So turn that evil into good. This is talking about spiritual warfare. And it's talking about your weak points. So the first part is talking about, God's touch, right? How God is impacting your life and how he can impact your life even more and how you can grow to your bond with him. And then the second one is your weak point, about how evil can slip in your life and how you need to fight that back with God's touch, with God's love that he's given to you, right? So God has touched each and every one of us, and it's up to us to go and touch other people, to go and touch other things, go to touch other scenarios, object, whatever, right? And turn it to good. So remember that, guys. Remember that you have so much power within you. You have so much love within you. harness that, right? Don't hoard it all, or else it's going to be slipped away from you. I love you guys so much. That is March. What the heck is that? That's March 14th. This was a long one. I'm sorry about that. But, I got heated. I got passionate. And we got stalked. But God was with us this whole time. I love you guys. And with that, I'll say amen.